Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Stream Space. It's Pydera. We're here to do gaming pickup video. Now, we are a little late on this one, so normally we like to post these at the beginning of the month. We've been so friggin' busy. We have a new job, and our shop is like, we've got so much going on in there right now, so been a bit delayed on getting some content out. Also, we had to take a break after we finished Rebirth because we did stream that whole game. We are going to be resuming our Final Fantasy VII Classic playthrough pretty quick here. Maybe, if not, Deck doing the next episode today, we'll be starting it tomorrow or something. Point is we are going to get back on track for that stuff. Anyways, without further ado, we're here to do a gaming pickup video, so let's talk about this new stuff. Now, this one, we're actually going to do something a little different. We are going to include digital games. So we haven't actually included any of our digital titles before. We usually just kind of skip that. So we got a couple that we're going to go through. Now, we'll start with Steam. I don't really do much in the way of, like, Epic really hasn't had much to give lately as far as, like, freebies go. So we'll start with what we've obtained in Steam. So this is where we'll get into the physical stuff. You can see this little pile of physical games behind me. We'll go there. Don't worry. So, first up is, in this list, is a game from an anime that I adore, and I've been waiting for this game to go on sale, and that is Gungrave Gore. And it's basically, if we'll go into mainstream here, yeah, here we go. Gungrave Gore. So, basically, some Western-esque shooter type, like, it's just like blast, 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 have some fun. One of my favorite kind of like anime adaptation type games. It was available on the PS2. There was two different games. I had Gungrave and Gungrave Overdose. There was also an anime I used to own the box set for. Always kick myself in the butt for not keeping that like I should have. Next up is... Sorry, I have to find it because I have to install it still. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I really wanted a physical copy of this game, but I can't find one, and I did play it, and it really wasn't that bad. It was really fun to get to play as all the different types of characters they allow you to play as, with full 3D animation. I played as Nemesis, and that was actually pretty fun, smacking people with the bazooka. Next up, and this is, it's fun. This one's funny, because this started out as like a Nintendo DS series, but Rune Factory 4, it's basically an RPG mixed with, Harvest Moon and games like that. So, you're running around beating up monsters, but you're also, tilling your crops and stuff. So that's actually, it's super chill. Very, very fun to just play and just relax, and you can see where games like Stardew Valley, like where they took some of their inspirations from. So it's fun. We got, and this is a physical game, so I'm gonna really, really quickly go grab it. Now, on our last video, we had collected the whatchamacallit. We had collected the Star Wars Jedi combo pack. So we now collected the Racer Republic pack. And I'm playing through Republic Commando. Hopefully, for the very first time, I will actually get to finish the game. My new phone is not a gaming pickup, so it's not going to live there. We're going to try and finish the digital stuff first. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Now, this one, it only officially released like 2 months ago, but it's interesting that it's part of Dark Fate because that movie is like 5 years old or something like that. I personally really liked it. It was a movie, I think that's a 2019 flick. I personally really enjoyed it, but anyways, not everybody's cup of tea. So we've got, of course, Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, an RTS game based in the Terminator universe, and it is actually considered one of the most intricate RTSs that have been made to these days, because you don't see a ton of real-time strategy games being made. So it was kind of cool that they went down this road, because the last game they did was Resistance, and that was a lot of fun. Nacon did that one, but it's kind of fun to see a new RTS come out in a universe that I would absolutely play the shit out of. Next up is, and this one is, we're bouncing around my list a little bit here, Need for Speed Heat. Now, we played this on stream a couple years back, but the price went down to $4, and I could not help but buy it. I liked Unbound, but this was probably the game more of the modern ones that I liked the most. It was a lot of fun. It had really nice graphics and a story that was actually pretty decent. Um, and the car selection I really enjoyed. So they did good on this one. Now the next two are not actually on here. They're actually on PS5, so I can't really show you that. But Streets of Rage 4 was released on the PlayStation Plus games, as well as Tunic. Both of those games are games that I've wanted for a long time. Streets of Rage 4 is still garnering about a $35 to $40 price tag on Steam, so I just could not justify buying it at that price. Because I know that beat 'em ups don't have a lot of content to them, especially the old school ones. I mean, me and my son were able to beat this in about 3 hours when we played together. And I probably beat it at about the same amount of time. I might even do a stream on just a start to finish on it. And it's an absolute. The last level is an absolute fucking nightmare. It is very hard. Tunic is kind of like Zelda. It's very much. It's got a very cute animation style to it, but it is essentially a more classic Zelda. It's closer to more of a 2.5D than it is a 2D top-down Zelda game, but it is quite enjoyable. It has a very pretty art style, and the soundtrack is extremely relaxing. Next up is Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles. That is a very difficult title to say. That one is bought digitally on the Switch, and I mean, there are physical copies for the PS5 and such. I'm like, I really want to try this, and it is like, it's got a lot of like Breath of the Wild type elements. The animation is really cute too, and it's really responsive. It's actually a lot of fun. So, I mean, a lot of these titles I'm recommending. I do recommend a lot of these titles. So, now we're gonna get into the physical games, which it's nice that we actually have some physicals to go over because we almost didn't. Okay. So we took a trip to a video game place called Level Up that's here in Calgary, or over in Calgary. I'm not in Calgary anymore. And we were able to actually get a hold of, they had some deals going on. So one of them was to buy 3, get 1 free. So we got Spectrobes Beyond the Portal, and it's nice to have the second game in the set because I actually really like Spectrobes. It was a lot of fun, and it was a good way to utilize the touchscreen on the DS. Kind of an action RPG in a lot of ways. Collect your little creatures too. This one is a gem that I've been waiting to find for a while. Now, ideally, I would have found this on Dreamcast. However, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Basically, if I were to equate this to things, it's basically a beat 'em up set in the Star Wars universe. So, kind of when they were trying out different genres, like they did Demolition, which was Twisted Metal, and then this, which is, Streets of Rage with a lightsaber. PlayStation 2, this is from a video game collector show that I went to. Same with that Star Wars game, and that is Time Splitters. This is the original, and I could have gotten 2 or Future Perfect while I was there, but, I was trying to do that visit on a budget. I actually think I only spent less than $100 on what I found there, but what I did find was all really good stuff. So, Time Splitters, obviously, it would be classed as a boomer shooter, kind of in the same vein of Unreal Tournament. It wasn't necessarily as violent, but it was quite hilarious to run around with your friends and, wipe each other out repeatedly. Next up, still from that game show, we have Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. So you play as Raiden, and there's some espionage and stuff, but it's essentially Devil May Cry, but also Metal Gear at the same time, and it is actually quite a bit of fun. Very responsive, and the cutscenes are just absolutely off the wall, which, I mean, a lot of games are so basic these days that it's nice to see some of this craziness. Next up is we're kind of dipping back into some of our video game collection from Level Up. So we got a physical copy of Minecraft Dungeons. We've usually played this digitally on the Nintendo Switch, but I wanted all of the physical copies for Xbox, and this kind of concludes the trifecta. We have Minecraft Legends, Minecraft, and Minecraft Dungeons. So this is also the Hero Edition. I don't know what that comes with necessarily, but I'm just happy to have it. Lord of the Rings Conquest, some big battlefield fighting stuff. A lot of fun in these type of games. I mean, it takes kind of the play style from, say, like Two Towers and Return of the King and applies them on a much bigger scale, giving you different kinds of characters and giving you almost a Dynasty Warriors kind of style of play. And it's actually pretty awesome. Two of them in a row, which is weird, but I mean, still also pretty cool. Lord of the Rings: The Third Age for the classic Xbox. This is an RPG, kind of in the same vein as like Fire Emblem, and maybe Enchanted Arms, kind of close to that. But it's obviously set within the Lord of the Rings universe. It is a game that I've been meaning to try. It's since day one. It had excellent reviews. It is very, very recommended, especially among Lord of the Rings fans, but also among people who like RPGs in general. And I feel that we just don't see enough turn-based RPGs anymore. So it's kind of good to dip into the past a little and grab some of those games. So that kind of concludes what we did for gaming pickups between this month and last. I mean, it's kind of, whenever we get to the video, we always try to up-to-date you guys, but I mean, this is kind of like almost like the July-August edition. Plus, we did get to go to a gaming convention to look at what they were doing. I don't think we don't get too many of those, but it's the equivalent of what we call the nerd sale here in my hometown. So that kind of concludes the video. Thanks for checking it out, guys. You can find me over on YouTube, Pydera Space 74, or over on Twitch, Pydera_74. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It's a great way to start supporting our channel. A couple other ways you can do it. We also have our eBay channel, which is SV Retro Tech. We sell kind of retro games, collectibles, and just so if you're in the market for that kind of stuff, go take a look. The link to it is in our bio on YouTube. Next up is our partnership with Dubby. If you actually use creator code Pydera74, no spaces, you can actually get 20% off your order, and we get 10% cut of that order. So it definitely goes a long way to help. Lastly, of course, is the tipping link in our YouTube bio. It's done through Streamlabs, so it's nice and secure, but that is the most direct way to support us. If you were to use that, we would definitely be throwing a shout out your way, as well as maybe send you a message and try and figure out what kind of content you would like to see on the channel. Thanks for checking it out, guys. I'm Pydera, and I am going to go actually play on my new Legion Go that we just did a video about. Thank you. Bye-bye.